Hello to everyone. Thanks for visiting my channel again. Today we will be having a very interesting and exciting video related to the Windows laptop evolution, how we reach there in 2024. So I'll briefly share the upgrades which has occurred in laptops over the years. So we can start from 2010. In 2010, laptops are equipped with first generation of Intel Core processors. So that was a kind of a good achievement for the laptops, for the computing needs. So you can say it was the starting years when laptops got attention of a lot of users and began taking place of the PCs. In 2010, the first generation of core processors, Intel Core processors, came with i3 lineup, i5 lineup, and i7 lineup, depending upon the number of cores and transistors they have. So these three lineups were introduced by Intel, first generation, and they have the architecture of 32 nanometer. After that, in 2011, the second generation of Intel Core processor was launched. You can say started to be used in the laptops, and this architecture was the same. The 32 nanometer architecture was used, and at the same years, a very good initiative related to Ultrabook was also launched, which focused on the lightweight laptops having longer battery life, having sleeker designs. So the Ultrabook term is coined for the laptops in 2011, started by actually Intel, who provides the processors to the brands who make laptops. And in the same years, Windows 8, which was touch friendly, was introduced. So it was, you can say, startup of tabs or touch devices as well. Actually, Windows 8 targeted those devices who come with the touch. In 2012, laptops came up with the third generation of Intel Core processors, and they improved the architecture from 32 nanometer to 22 nanometer. And in 2013, the laptops were powered by the fourth generation of Intel Core processors, and the same architecture like in 2012, 22 nanometer architecture was used in these processors. And in the same year, the two-in-one laptops, like laptops and tablets, were also started to enter in the market, because a couple of years back, touch-friendly Windows 8 was also introduced to the market. So now two-in-one laptops were also introduced into the market. And the first one was, I think, the lineup was the Lenovo Yoga, which is also one of the very appreciated brand till today. So they started this two-in-one laptops, where a laptop can be used as a tab as well. In 2014, the laptops started to come up with the fifth generation of Intel Core processors, and these also use the 22 nanometer architecture. The DDR, actually, a big leap was the introduction of the DDR4 RAM into these systems. And in 2015, Type-C was also introduced into the laptops, which was also a kind of a very good development for the data transfer, for the charging. C-type ports were introduced because they are standardized with the some kind of mobile devices as well, like we use today. These and another improved architecture reduced this processor architecture level to 14 nanometers. So another thing which came up in 2015, that uh, NVMe storage devices introduced into laptops as well, providing more efficient and more effective storage, consuming less battery, so improving the battery timing into the devices. In 2016, the same architecture of 14 nanometers was continued, and the 7th generation of Intel Core processors were introduced into the laptops. And in the same year, the OLED displays was also introduced for a brighter displays, and were also introduced to the laptops. So display also improved over the years since, and we start seeing OLED displays in laptops since 2016. In 2017, the laptops equipped with the 8th generation of Intel Core processors. It also contained the architecture of 14 nanometer. Another good, you can say, performance improvement was that from 7th generation to 8th generation, quad core chips were introduced instead of dual core, which were in the 7th generation. So it is a kind of a very good performance improvement. And in the same year, Core i9 lineup was also introduced into the laptops to join the family of i3, i5, i7. In 2018, laptops were equipped with the 9th generation of Intel Core processors, and they also used a 14 nanometer architecture. They also started to come up with the Thunderbolt technology, Thunderbolt 3, for the enhanced data transfer and for the improved portability of the devices. In 2019, laptops started to come up with the 10th generation of Intel Core processors. These were also 14 nanometer architecture, and Intel has also improved the graphics content making ability, and also enabled AI features into these laptops with their Intel Ice Lake architecture. In 2020, the laptops started to come up with the 10th and 11th generation Intel Core processors, followed the same architecture of 14 nanometer. And in 2021, this architecture was further improved to 10 nanometer, and the laptops equipped with the 11th generation of Intel Core processors. In the same years, Windows 11 was also introduced into the market for the Windows laptops. In 2022, the laptops started to come up with the 12th generation of Intel Core processors with the 10 nanometer architecture. And another improvement, that the DDR4 RAM along with DDR4 RAM, DDR5 RAM support was also introduced into these laptops. In 2023, the 10 nanometer architecture, like the 12th generation, the 30 is same with the 13th generation of Intel Core processors, and they supported mainly the DDR5 RAMs for the improved data transfer and data speeds internal in the motherboard and the processor work. And in between, NVMe 2.0 SSD devices, which also has an enhanced working efficiency, were also introduced into the laptops. In 2024, in this year, the 14th generation is observed in the new laptops from the Intel Core processors. However, in the same year, in 2024, Intel has also launched 15th generation as well, but soon they will be arriving in coming days. But as of now, most of the latest laptops are equipped with the 14th generation of Intel Core processors. And DDR5 is kind of a basic requirement for these laptops with improved working efficiency. And in 2024, another giant leap, that Intel Core Ultra processors were also introduced, and these actually comes up with the i5, i7 and the i9 series. So we started the journey with the Core i series, and now we ended up with the Core Ultra series in 2024.